Here's where it's really important to understand your state laws because the probate process, there are so many principles that are carried out throughout different states, but there are times and occasions where situations, rules, and regulations do vary. This could even happen between different courts in the same county and definitely between different counties. So it's very important that you understand the probate process in your area. And that's what we're going to talk about today. One particular aspect of probate in North Carolina that involves inherited property, and we'll discuss it in a few moments. But first, let me just say hello. Courtney Rollins, do REI Deals, Estate Pro Service, and the Life and Transitions Experts podcast host. This is, as the introduction, share with you my opportunity to really dig into the probate world, the probate real estate world, and because of that, the 10 very, very connected world of estate planning and helping myself and others recognize the importance of protecting our wealth, protecting it through generations. And if we find that we are in probate, helping you go through the probate process as smoothly and efficiently as possible, and then really pushing and charging you and inviting you to consider how you can avoid probate for your family and for others in the future. So let's take a look. So the question really is, can a house be sold while in probate in Durham, North Carolina? And the short answer is yes, yes. But you need to make sure you're following North Carolina rules and regulations. Now, North Carolina is one place where real property isn't handled in the probate office. The probate office doesn't have to approve of the selling of the property. It doesn't have the bidding or overbidding transactions or processes that take place in other states. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to know the probate rules for handling property in North Carolina. So what is probate again? That's the legal process. If you pass away, if someone passes away with debt or assets in their name, then there has to be a legal process to transfer the title, transfer the name, pay off the debt, and disperse any of the remaining inheritance that's there. And unless you have like legal instruments such as a trust or survivorship clauses indicated in your different contracts with your different institutions, then your property, then those assets will have to go through probate. So when can you, well, and if you need help getting any of those together, reach out to me. I can connect you with an awesome vetted state professional that can help you along your journey. And that's what we do here. We try to stay connected with amazing folks to help you make your life easier. And if you're one of those folks and you want to join the network that I'm part of, reach out to me and I would love to put you in there. Life and Transitions Experts Facebook group, or just reaching out to me directly. All right. So, but when can a property actually be sold if you're saying that I don't have to get all this approval and things of nature? Well, someone will need the authority to handle the estate's assets. And that happens when someone passes away testate. In other words, they die with a last will and testament that's valid for North Carolina. And quite often that will appoint someone or a series of people as the executors. If there's no will or no one's designated the executor, then the clerk's office can, or the relatives can nominate someone and the clerk's office can approve that person if they're a close relative. And sometimes even if they show that there aren't any close relatives or everyone renounces their right to be the administrator, and anyone with equitable interest in the estate can actually serve as the executor or the administrator. Now, the executor and administrator, regardless of how they're designated, they're both often referred to as the personal representative, the person representing the estate. So once you get letters of testament, basically when you open probate, you'll get letters that say, hey, you have the authority to deal with this property or deal with this estate. As either letter of testament if you're an executor or letter of administration. They're both basically saying the same thing. They're just indicating whether this is indicated by a will or not. Then the personal representative now has the authority to sell any property as dictated by the will, and if there's no determination by the will, they also have the discretion to sell the property or manage the property to the best interest of the estate. So quite often, someone may need to sell because quite often the property will have, or the estate will have tons, or not tons, but have debt that needs to be paid, or they have heirs who want to have their funds dispersed to them. So selling the property is usually the biggest asset in the person's personal estate and can be the place where you can unlock some of that equity. So the accounting and appraisal phase in North Carolina, you are going to have to keep an account of every single detailed value of every asset at the time of the death. What was the value of the property at that time? And you could use an appraiser, which is very could be very instrumental and important to set the proper and right marketing market value. So also I've seen the clerks actually accept Zillow estimates and estimates from like Redfin and places, but those can often be very inaccurate, and it may serve you well or may not, depending on what your goals are. And quite often, in most cases, the court's not looking over your shoulder. Quite often, they want the property to be sold around 90% of the appraised value, but there's often times where you can sell it for a lower percentage, especially if it seems to be appropriate for the estate. For instance, maybe you're not getting as many offers on it as you would like, or you really need to sell it quickly because of the circumstances in your life. So during the sale, there's several options that you can pick from as the personal representative. I would definitely encourage you, especially if you're in Durham, North Carolina, to reach out to possibly cash buyers if a quick and convenient sale is best for the estate. Maybe there's lots of debt that needs to be handled and taken care of. Or again, the heirs want proceeds to happen quickly. So cash buyers like us at Estate Pro Service is an amazing option for you. You could also sell it yourself for sell by owner and use tools like Zillow and Redfin and the other tools out there to show the property, and perhaps you even take some funds and you may decide, okay, this is an investment. I'm going to fix some of the things up in here. I'm going to set it up for staging and showing so that I can hopefully get top value, top dollar. There are statistics for people who actually are successful in selling by owner if they don't have any experiences is pretty low, but it doesn't mean it cannot be done. And you can we could support you in doing that, or find someone to support you during this process and help guide along the way. But there's also the more traditional route where you could find someone like our team. We have great real estate agents who will list the property for you and market it for you and do all the showings, give you a game plan and get it all the way to the finish line. If you have time to wait and you are looking for top dollar, that may be the option for you, and definitely reach out. Okay, so yeah, once the property is sold, then the proceeds will be used. You'll put it back into the estate's account, and at that time, after all things are settled and all claims have come in, with anyone saying that the estate owes them a certain amount of money, once the notice creditors time has elapsed, then you can start paying using the proceeds from the sale. You can start paying any of the claims based on the order of priority set by North Carolina. And just go back and check out some YouTube videos and podcasts that I have where we talk about and we go into detail how the inventory is gathered and how notice creditors is handled, if you want a little more information there. But after that, it's pretty much there. They put money in the estate, and now it's time to pay the debts, net priority, and distribute any of the funds at that end. Now, it's important that you keep some detailed notes of all transactions. That's why it's important to have things like an estate account and all. If you need any support, definitely recommend that you reach out to some awesome folks in your area. Maybe there's a probate specialist, Estate Pro Service. Again, we have a nationwide network of professionals. So even if you're not in the Triangle or Durham area, love to reach out and connect with you and see how we can help you. If you are in the area, I obviously would love to work with you and help you in any way that we can. Again, I'm not an attorney or offer any legal or financial advice, but this is from our experience and from my time working deep in the probate process, so that they can translate that experience to you all to make sure that you're handling this in an efficient way. Yes. All right. Well, it is my day. I'm not sure when you're watching this, what day it is, but it is Friday all day. I'm going to finish reaching out to some important people on my calls today, and then I'm going to hopefully possibly look at a golf course and maybe even step out on there if it warms up. All right, folks, it's Courtney Rollins. Rising tides, it lifts all sails.